anyone's hearing this at the moment. Yep, okay. I'm just going to be a couple of seconds.
The horizon pulls me closer, a whisper in the wind. The map is blank before me. Where do I begin? No fear of what's uncertain. The unknown feels like home. With every step I'm finding a place I've never known. Let's go where no one has ever been. A world unseen beneath our skin. Through endless skies, we'll break the chain. Uncharted lands will claim them all. Rise like tides and let it fall. Just endless sea. Come drift with me. Come drift with me. Through endless skies, we'll break the chain. Uncharted lands will claim them all. Rise like tides and let it fall. Just endless seas. Come drift with me. Come drift with me. Oh, come drift with me. Oh, and come drift with me. Oh, and come drift with me. And come drift with me.
Okay, that was a Naviro Uncharted D&B NCS release. It's copyright-free music. I don't own the music that's used. Just I thought it'd be nice to have something kinda like I used to do, you know, the whole NCS thing. But thank you very much for coming in and listening to me talk for half an hour. I have this labelled as Where Has Grant Been? And I've been away for like 5 years. I haven't really done very much in the micronational community for that long as well. So it's like, well, you know, what have you been doing with your time? And it's I suppose we'll get into it. You know, first I want to talk a little bit about kind of the kind of thing that I've been doing. You know, I've been trying to revive New Strathclyde as well. And for anyone you know, watching now or listening now or even sometime in the future, you might know that at one point I had the micronation, the Virgin Republic, which I suppose I looked at it at the time. It could have been like a huge success or whatever else. So, which I definitely feel like it was, but you know, other people might not agree with that, which is fine. And you know, after a whole host of issues and problems with the micronational community that you know maybe I had, and confidence kind of being shot, and you know the whole start of the pandemic as well kind of destroyed want or ability to kind of do it, and so I kind of ended the Virgin Republic. I had no intention to bring it back. I'd still have no intention to bring it back, and I've kind of well, I've at least attempted to move on to greener pastures with New Strathclyde, which is my micronation now. Again, I just forgot I haven't exactly introduced myself, and my name is Grant. I'm the Prime Minister of New Strathclyde, the Republic of New Strathclyde, and now kind of transitioned into some kind of union with the Sunderland and the Premier over there, which you might have heard that we had last week. These weekly episodes, by the way, are not going to be a thing. I just thought I'd make a one subscriber special, and that was kind of it, and whatever else. So, um, good stuff. Anyway, yeah. Oh, hello, Zar. I've just seen that Zar has commented. Hi, Zar. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, and I'm just not talking to myself, say something else, please. As that would be very, very embarrassing if I've just been talking for the last 7 minutes and nothing is coming out of the speaker. Suppose I'll keep talking while he decides to respond. Anyway, so River Valley Radio, which is again a kind of like resurgence of Virgin Radio service, which is excellent, excellent. For those that aren't in the stream at the moment, Zara's just commented again that I can in fact hear me, so I have not been talking to myself for the last 7 minutes. Great. But yeah, to River Valley Radio again, it's the a whole new venture. I tend I want to expand on what I did because back then it was kind of just interviews, and then I introduced like some real life friends into it, some people that I'd actually been around, and so we'd come up with the whole conspiracy crew ideas, which yeah. Yes, Zar said he loved the Virgin Radio service, and he was on it like 3 times. He was in fact on it about 3 times, if I remember correctly. He was on 2 or 3 times. But in terms of expansion, where I want to go, at first I'd like to cover micronationalism stuff. Then I'd kind of like to, do a podcast, which I think this is going to be kind of concurrent, where once a fortnight I'm going to do a video, and once a month again the bi-weekly episodes will go podcast, then an interview, then a podcast, then an interview, and that's kind of where the channel is going right now. And I don't expect to change that for at least the next year, maybe the next couple of years. I'm not expecting to get many views. I'm not expecting to get many subscribers at all. Um, because micronationalism is a very niche topic, it's a very niche subject, so it's not a lot of people are going to cover it at all. Not a lot of people are going to want to watch it. Not a lot of people are going to need to watch it to exactly know what's going on, because there's more than just X out there, I suppose. You've got all these different communities. You've got Amino, which I think I'd visited once or twice. There's Instagram. A lot of micros are on Instagram, TikTok as well, and someone who was supposed to be on the live stream last week but wasn't, Connor, the president of Libertalia, had maybe said, why don't you expand at least your social media presence into TikTok, and I thought that was a very good idea, which I might actually go on to. But and in terms of all that, that's kind of where I want to take New Strathclyde at the moment. So nothing huge at the moment, nothing huge, but I definitely going on in some kind of way for the next year, just kind of the same stuff, I suppose. But anyway, to talk more about where I have been for the last 5 years as well. I mean, it's a long and complicated story, because again, after COVID hit, that March, I'd kind of expected to stop doing the Virgin Radio service in November 2019, which I did in fact do, and then I planned to have a Christmas break and then come back to it, and it was um January, but that January I had a couple of weeks off because where I worked, that takes a couple of weeks off in January every year. Um, I'm just reading what Zara's saying again. There are all social media platforms out there, yes, but having a micronational news update once in a while would actually be quite nice. I certainly miss a lot of stuff these days. And Zar, I miss quite a lot of stuff as well. I kind of miss how the community used to be, but that's me trying to be nostalgic. But I know that the community has changed, certainly on X. Where a lot of the people that I know now I met was through X. Or previously known as Twitter. Thank you for that, Elon Musk. That was a very, very bad name change, which I didn't enjoy. Um, but yeah, more along the lines of just I just got busy with life and lost motivation, and with losing motivation, you kind of stop doing things as well. When when COVID happened and everyone was at home like all the time, that was definitely the time to be taking advantage of that. I could have pumped out 3, 4 videos a week, something like that, and people would have watched it. Maybe I would have gained more traction, but a lot of people lost motivation, and I was also one of those people, and it just kind of went like that. Um, and then going back to work and off of work and back to work, and then at one point, and I think 22, I'd lost my job, and I wasn't employed again until like December that year as well. So again, I had like a 6 month break to actually do something, and I didn't. And then I think 23, maybe the middle of 23, I moved in with. In fact, no, was that? The middle of no, it was the middle of 22. I'm forgetting. See, it's been that long that I actually don't know. A lot of things have happened, but at the same time, 5 years has been a long time, at least for me. Um, just forgetting stuff as well. It was the middle of 22, I believe, or maybe the end of 22. It was the middle of 22. So sorry if we can backtrack. I said I'd kind of lost my job in the middle of 22. I misspoke. I meant the middle of 21, and then I was employed again at the end of 21, and um I'd ended my employment where I was working then, and I'd moved in with a girlfriend, and things there didn't really work out. And I mean, for the last for like a year and a half after that, again, that was maybe a good time to come back into the community, because I wasn't employed for like the last year and well, for that year and a half, and then I actually did find employment, and I've just been busy with that. I found a new girlfriend. That's just I don't live with her, but that's kind of been my life in a nutshell. And it's a very, very short explanation. I could get into more things that have kind of pushed me out, and I suppose demoralised me from actually coming back to the community in general. But I mean, in a nutshell, the place that I was 2 years ago compared to the place that I'm now, I'm pretty, I'm changed. I'm a changed man from the experience that I've had over the last 5 years, and I want to do things with New Strathclyde. I'd certainly like to do things with River Valley Radio, and that'll be for the benefit of you, the viewer. The viewer and River Valley Radio, and again, and fucking radio service. You guys were always a huge, huge part of that, and I could never thank you enough and give you enough praise for actually supporting me and what I did, and all the guests that I had on in River Valley Radio as well. Like all of those people were very, very important, because um, it gave me the ability to put people out there. Maybe certain people didn't know about others, and so it's all about mutual exposure. And at that point, you know, I realized that a lot of people on X back at that time did know each other. Um, because we were huge, and it was kind of like this huge bickering family. But like while it was yeah, Zara again. I think the last few years changed us all quite a bit, and yeah, again, I can't agree with that more, Zara, to be honest, because the last few years did definitely change me. Um, again, it's more problems that I'm not going to get into at the moment, um, but yeah, as I was saying, in general, the viewer was always important. You guys will still be important. What you want, what you need in terms of content to continue coming back and viewing. At least what I've got going on. Again, that's going to be very important, and it's going to be a huge issue because if I suddenly produce content that you guys don't like, then you're going to stop watching me. So I don't really want that. So I'd rather, I would rather make something that's, going to be palatable for us all, and again, interviews and kind of intermingling that with a podcast where we just kind of talk shit for an hour solid. And again, but with myself and Ethan of the Sonland, and even Connor of Libertali when he gets a day off. He was meant to be free last Sunday. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But not to worry about that. Um, but yeah, that covers what I want to do and where I've kind of been for the last 5 years again in a nutshell. Um, and I suppose yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't really say anything else, but I'm going to be very active on X. I'm gonna try to be active, with New Strathclyde and River Valley Radio because right now New Strathclyde's just acting as some kind of uh like slingshot for the River Valley Radio post. Because I like and then I share it as well. And if people still check the new Strathclyde X account, it's just going to be like me kind of retweeting myself at that point. So, I definitely like to do more with it. Um, and talking about new Strathclyde as well. y- the motivation there to do that again with COVID and stuff like that went out the window too. It wasn't just River Valley. It wasn't just Cumberland River Valley Radio. It wasn't just the fucking radio service. It was again the fucking Republic that went out the window, and then changing the nation and coming back to it and realizing that I had to start from scratch because I made a new nation. But that was kind of difficult as well, because I already kind of had I'd like to think a positive, what do you call it? A positive profile, I suppose. And I had done a lot of negative things and said like a lot of negative things, at least in the terms of um, receiving respect from my peers. Um, which if I could go back and into the past and change a lot of things that I'd done and said, absolutely I would, as I'm sure anyone would. But not a lot can be done about it now. So the only thing now is to look to the future and hope that things get better. Hope that I change. Hope that um, the New Strathclyde becomes an actual active micronation again. Hope that River Valley Radio kind of sort of takes off, and I'd be happy with 100 subscribers. I think if River Valley Radio never went anywhere above that, I think I'd be happy because at the end of the day, people are still going to watch me. But in terms of what we're doing next week, I do intend to have an interview lined up. At the moment, I do not have the guest. That has yet to be decided or put out there, but I do intend on at least trying to get someone, um, which I've made several posts on X about. So hopefully someone kind of bites the line, and I can put that announcement out there, and hopefully we do have some kind of thing going out there as well. So that would be very good for content at the moment, but not to worry about that. So what am I doing now with my life at least? Well, I'm a civil servant now. I work for the United Kingdom's tax office. I've also begun learning to drive. Now, that my first driving lesson was actually yesterday. because I cannot be bothered with public transport anymore. It's slow, costs a lot, and it sucks. People screaming, kids, people get on the bus, they smell, either alcohol and cigarettes, screaming toddlers, teenagers that just don't give a damn about the public services in general, and it's just getting to the point where it's very annoying, and I can't be bothered with it anymore. So that's kind of like that, and hopefully I'll be on the road within the next year, because a lot of things would kind of open up. I could go camping more. At the moment, I don't think I've been camping for a couple of years, and I used to. Yeah, you'd love German trains. I have in fact been on German trains. I remember when I came to Berlin 5 years ago, about 5.5 now, possibly. Maybe 4.5, 5 years, something like that. Somewhere within the region of anywhere from 4.5 to 5 years ago. 2020 was January 2020. That's when I was in Germany. Um, but if we think about it, um, getting on the road, getting a car, it opens up so much more. They've gotten much worse somehow. I don't know how that's possible for German trains. German trains run on time all the time. That's like Scotland, where I live. Is the again, for anyone else wondering, I'm talking to Zark as he is typing in the chat. Which, if you watch back at this, you might be able to see the live chat or something like that. They've gotten much worse somehow. Again, I've no idea how that's possible, because German trains have always ran very, very well. In fact, they've kind of been a standing stone for European train travel in general. So I don't know how German trains have got worse. But yeah, public transport here in the UK, it's just not good. Again, they charge a lot, and they're slow, they're late, and it's just getting to a stage where, again, I just can't be bothered with it anymore. I can't be bothered. It's just too much effort. I'm wasting so much time when I could be doing other things with my life. And again, going back camping. I think you're thinking of Austrian and Swiss trains, possibly, Czar, possibly. Um, again, camping as well. I used to do that quite a lot, but that's kind of went out the window because, again, last couple of years, and trying to find a place where, when you don't really have a car, there's no independent travel there. It's like, well, what do you do? So, hopefully that pans out in the next year, and I can visit, Ethan down where he lives, a lot more, and it would be quite nice to see him a bit more, because right now I can only kind of go once a year, and he's supposed to. I mean, he plans to come visit me during the winter time up here, so that would, that's going to be pretty fun, and hopefully I get an opportunity to go back to Germany to see Zar at some point as well. That's right, Zar. I'm coming to see you. Yeah, that's right, you. I'm coming for you, mate. Um, I jest about the tone I'm taking, but if I can save up the money to go and see Zara again, in Germany, I absolutely would do that. Um, I mean, that's kind of life at the moment. That's where I've been. That's what I want to do with River Valley Radio. That's where I'm going. And I mean, there's not really a lot left to say, in terms of that. Things have changed so dramatically for me, in the last, 2.5 years, that I'm kind of I've kind of I've forced myself to be a different person, because I need to be, and I need to be motivated in order to do things, and in order to keep River Valley Radio successful. I need to be motivated for that, and motivation has been something that I've struggled with for a long time. Um, Again, I kind of went out the window, during COVID, which many people's motivations went out the window in COVID, and it just kind of bled over into other aspects of my life where I didn't care. and I suppose that's bad for business. It's bad for health. It's bad for a lot of things. Just not caring. Um, but I've went on a journey to improve myself. I've went on a journey to improve a lot of things about my life, and again, hopefully things start panning out for me again, and I have a successful life and I have a successful time in the micronational community this time, because this is, again, this is primarily why I'm here, because I still kind of believe in the fight to um, have an independent and a recognised New Strathclyde, which I'm sure is the end goal of all micronationalists, to have their micronation actually recognised by the world, and I still share that viewpoint and that opinion. Will it happen? Well, probably, maybe not. Who knows? Anything could reasonably happen. Um, maybe hundreds and hundreds of years from now, possibly, but it would just be it would be good to have some kind of presence there, I suppose, even though it's very, very unlikely. But in terms of River Valley Radio as well, like, I could only we don't care about recognition. We just want dragons. Zar just wants a dragon. Everyone, Zar just wants a dragon. Which having a dragon would be very fun indeed. But um, you've got the whole you've got the whole problem of the fire breathing aspect, Zar. I mean, if it burps and it burps a little bit too loudly, you kind of have no house. So, mm, well, you would like to have a house, wouldn't you? You would like to actually live somewhere. Um, I'm just going to see what he says. I think it's actually on a 30-second delay. But in terms of River Valley Radio, I said that I'd be happy with 100 subscribers, but if I can make some kind of money off this, I'd rather put it into New Strathclyde, or donate it to charity, or things like that, and just do stuff with it. A cave would do fine too. Well, a cave is made out of rocks, so I don't believe dragons breathe fire hot enough to melt rocks down into lava. So yeah, I mean, you've got me there. You do have me there, sir. You do have me there. Um, but yeah, for anyone that's watched this back, you'll uh, might notice a lot of sniffing and a lot of pauses, and myself going and yeah and things like that. And that's because I'm not really used to talking to myself again. So you're gonna have to bear with me so I can actually catch up, checkmate. Yeah, okay, yeah, you got me. You happy, sir? You happy? You got me. Um, but that's you're gonna have to bear with me, because while I try to get back into the swing of things, I'm not really used to talking to myself. I live alone, and the last thing that I do is talk to myself. So when I don't have anyone on this, and I'm attempting to make conversation with myself, it's very, very difficult. So again, you'll have to bear with me, and I appreciate your understanding. But we've got about a minute and a half left, so if Zar has any questions, then I will absolutely take them, because he's the only one actually on the stream right now, which other people will probably ask me questions later on. Yes, yes, you can finally die a happy man now after all these years, sir. You can finally. You can. Oh, actually, before if Zar does have a question and he does ask it, I do actually have to address something. Connor of Libertalia, and if you're watching this back right now, if you're watching this right back, I have to address something about you, because you commented on my last stream that that myself and Ethan were crazy British people that just think that a sandwich is a burger. I'm sorry, no. Chicken burgers are chicken burgers, and that's the way it's gonna stay. Okay, you feel me? You feel me? Yeah. Anyway, that's that joke out the way. But I mean, if he watches this back, then he's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Because if for anyone that maybe watched this last week, then you'll know that that was a big part of it was as a chicken sandwich, or a chicken burger. But so and I've always called them chicken burgers, but that's gonna be it. And I don't believe Zar has any questions, so I'm gonna end it off here. And thank you very much for tuning in, Zar, and anyone else that does later on. Okay, well, we'll catch you next week with hopefully an interview of someone. If no seniors, I have to look forward to welcoming you back to Germany in the future. Zara, I will definitely come back. I will definitely come back to Germany at some point. Okay, I promise. I've been meaning to do that for a long time. Just things have gotten in the way, unfortunately. I will definitely do that. I'll make a point of it. But yeah, catch us next week. Catch us next Sunday for a an interview, and hopefully that goes smoothly. If we don't have an interviewee, this will just be another podcast week. So if anyone watches this back and wants to be an interviewee, let me know. Again, you can find my follows and my links at in the description below. All right. Thank you again. Thank you very much. All right. We'll see you all next week.